just for me noticing the things that you're doing through social media, I think one of the niches that you have is general contractors, builders. I would imagine that, even just that experience working with business owners and going out and, cause you're trying to put a production together and you're
Right.
working with business owners. I would imagine that kind of transitions into what you're doing now with general contractors that don't necessarily have that experience of being on camera.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I have a project going on and I had to hire out an actor for it because the guy was just like, I'm not going to be on camera. I'm not going to do anything like that. But, I do want to dabble in the video part for my business to see, what it can do for me. So I'm having to hire actors and do different things like that, which is okay because in the end, I'd rather do something like that and have a really awesome production than try and train up somebody that's not necessarily comfortable doing something like that. So it's good and it's bad because sometimes, we don't have the budget to maybe hire actors or different things like that. So people are kind of forced into it, but some people are so ingrained into their brand as far as their face because of maybe certain things they're already doing online or different things like that, that they kind of are pigeonholed into being that face, and we kind of can't switch them out. But it's worked out so far. I just finished actually some ad creatives for Jeff, who is in the Howdy Houston group as well with Planet Smart Development. I'm getting ready to send them over to him for approval this afternoon. But he did really great. Him and his crew, they did really great on a shoot that we had on Monday. And, they didn't really have too much of a problem being on camera. We had to do a little training through it, but overall it came out pretty well.
Wonderful. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. We actually have a quick little panel discussion the other day with Jeff. That'll be coming out here shortly too.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm very interested to know, because just kind of hear your feedback on this, because you as well as I know, all the marketing is moving through social media and these new, top 4 channels. It used to be, NBC, ABC, CBS, but now it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and just a handful of others that are really dominating the marketing space. And I think we're still in a transition period where you can still compete locally, against a lot of these corporate companies. What's your advice to someone that doesn't necessarily have a huge social media following, doesn't necessarily want to get on camera? They're kind of new to this whole new market. Let's say, your general contractors out there, for example. What would be your advice, in that similar situation where, I don't really have a huge social following. I don't necessarily want to get on camera. I just want to do the same work I've been doing for the last 10, 15 years. I just don't want to lose my business because this new marketing push is moving into these new, platforms. What would be your advice to them?
So my advice would, one, if you can afford it, hire the right people to do it for you. Don't waste the time in trying to learn something new so that, you can say that you're doing it. You definitely want to understand it and what it's going to do for you, just so that you can see like when it is or is not working. But if you can't afford it, hire somebody to do it for you, somebody that's reputable and, is going to do a good job for you. But the second thing I would say is, get into the like Instagram and Facebook reel space, get on TikTok, but if you don't want to be on camera, you can definitely do something voiceover related. There's a great dude that I see on Instagram reels. His name is, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's something jalapeno, but he's a general contractor and he just goes in and does voiceover work over what he's, might be doing on how to patch something on the drywall or, a little hack that he has for this. And he just kind of films it. He's not in front of the camera. He's behind the camera and he films what he's got to do. And then later he does a little voiceover and then he posts it up. And he gets a lot of views and he gets a lot of reactions to his content. And that's just pushing out his business each and every day. So I would suggest starting on something like that on the low level. If you're really gung-ho about doing it yourself because maybe you can't afford to do it, or afford to hire somebody to do it, you got to get into the video space. The regular posting and the pictures and all that stuff, that's good, but that stuff has like a 20 or 30 minute shelf life on on your feeds. So it's, it's not something that I would say like waste a bunch of energy on. Definitely keep doing it if it just kind of can fit into your schedule, but make time for, like I said, the reels, the short form video stuff. Cause it's getting pushed out kind of like organic ads right now. And eventually they're going to stop doing that, I think. But until that day comes, keep doing it and just move on to the next thing when it comes. But first and foremost, you got to hire the right person to do it if you can afford it in your business.